Welcome to the podcast, A Drink with Derek. Follow comedian Derek Richards on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and don't forget to subscribe to his YouTube channel and watch all episodes of the podcast. Now grab a drink and join your host, Derek Richards.
You should absolutely go on YouTube and snag all the episodes of A Drink with Derek. It's always a blast with my guests. Happy to have you here. Derek Richards in Las Vegas, producer Sean Schultz down in Florida, and my guest comedian Chris Clarke is going to be joining me here in Vegas as well. So excited to have him on the show as we record this here today, coming right off of the worst national championship game I've ever seen in my entire life, Georgia and TCU. I cannot believe that game. What a disaster. And here's the thing. I'm mad at myself for continuing to watch it. I don't know why at any point in time I thought the game was going to get better, but it just was literally, it was like watching a scene in Full Metal Jacket thinking, oh, they can't possibly kill any more people. And then they kill 10,000 more people. Unbelievable. I feel horrible. Well, first off for myself, but second of all for those TCU players having to get off a plane in Texas, getting the absolute living shit kicked out of you on national TV for a national title game. Texas loves football. You get off the plane in Dallas as a TCU player. Brutal. Hey, I've got some fun dates coming up here. I'm going to be at in Florida, January 27th and 28th. I'll be at the Laugh Out Lounge Comedy Club. February 4th, I'll be at Holly Meadows in Capac, Michigan. Feb 10, Bay Mills Casino in Brimley, Michigan, which is in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, with a good friend of mine, Tommy Thompson. And then I've got some dates coming up with comedian Dave Landau. Going to be at the Fruenthal Center in Muskegon, Michigan on Saturday, February 11th. Myself and Tommy Thompson joining Dave Landau. You know Dave from Louder with Crowder. Go to his website, davelandau.com, and check out all of his videos. Also, some other dates with Dave coming up, too, besides the one in Muskegon. We're going to be in Traverse City, Michigan on Friday, April 7th at the City Opera House. And then Village Theater on Saturday, April 8th in Canton, Michigan. Don't miss those dates. Go to my website, derekrichards.com, for all the ticket links. And while you're online screwing around, make sure you check out a copy of my book, Whiskey, Cancer, and Bad Decisions. I am a 22-year cancer survivor of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. And what I did was I tried to tell my comedic version of going through my experience. And some funny, messed up stuff in there. So please check it out. Try to make bring as much levity and humor to a situation like cancer. Whiskey, Cancer, and Bad Decisions. Find it on Amazon.com. You can get a hard copy of the book. You can also get it on Kindle and also audiobook. I actually read to you. That'll put you to sleep. Also, the Irish Comedy Tour coming up. Myself, Damon Liebert, Derek Keene, and Michael Malone hitting the road. Our website, theirishcomedytour.com. We have a stacked schedule coming up. We're going to be starting off in February 23rd up in Johnson City, New York. We'll be in Boston. We'll be in Schenectady, New York. We go to Wisconsin. Going to be in Florida in Daytona Beach, Largo, Florida, Port Charlotte, Florida. Tickets available, and all the dates are at theirishcomedytour.com. Now, my guest today, high-energy comedian. He is originally from Connecticut. He was the winner of the 2022 Laugh After Dark Comedy Club Comedy Festival. He's got a special on YouTube under the Funny Media Group. He's got a popular YouTube channel called Sea Snacks. Hilarious. Go on there and check it out, where he critiques various snacks in a funny way. He's been on the Beat Bobby Flay show and had an hour special on the Cooking Channel. He also tours the States with social media twin conservative bad boys, the Hodge twins. My guest today is comedian Chris Clarke on A Drink with Derek.
I read that Lacoste changed their logo. You know Lacoste, the clothing with the alligator? They changed their clothing logo to 10 endangered species. You know what I'm saying? They changed it up from the alligator. I was like, wow, 10, huh? All animals, you know? I'm like, they missed one endangered species. The straight guy. We are a dangerous species, man. So what I'm trying to say is, ladies, after the show, if you're single, you can donate and help the cause by giving me some after the show. It would really help. The straight guy, They say, you guys come out the closet. We probably go to the forest when this shit is done. We be in the forest and shit. We be all manly with our AR-15, like, yeah! As soon as we see like a bear, like, ah! Over the pandemic, I started watching all the Marvel films. Anybody, the Marvel film? Man, they're so dope. Anybody seen Infinity War? With Thanos and everything, man. I was watching that movie, man, and I was high and shit. I was high, and I was like, yo, wow. If you didn't see the movies about this villain traveling the galaxy in search for these, like, 5 stones, each stone have a different mystical power. All of them were crazy, but the last stone he had to come to Earth to get, it was called the Time Stone. Now, with this Time Stone, you can manipulate time and do whatever you want. You go backwards and forward. Let me tell you something. That's the stone I want. Everything else. A time stone? You know what crazy shit I would do? If I had a time stone before, like, saving the Earth, I will do some real ignorant and perverted shit with that time stone. You hear me? I would change my 8-second orgasm to about 3 weeks. Shit, I'd be like, oh shit, Big hard, snicker, veins. She'd be like, what about me? Next carnival show, you see me, I'm skinny as shit. I'm like, hey guys. You see the veins in my forehead. It's not in my dick no more, it's right here. Whatever, y'all ain't got a sense of humor, whatever. But you know what I would do to save, like, humanity or whatnot? To make a change if I had that time stone, you know what I'd do? I would grab Kanye and take his ass back to slavery and leave his ass there. Remember his dumb ass talking about slavery was an option? I would leave his ass there. I'm like, all right, you see the guy on the horse with the whip? Tell him slavery was an option.
Comedian Chris Clarke here with me on A Drink with Derek. And I want to go back here for one quick second. I want to take a look at that. Sean, pull up that picture of Chris here. Is this your shot? Go back. Is this you at the Adult Video Awards in Las Vegas?
Yeah.
That is sexy as hell, my friend. What were you nominated for? What did you win?
It was the Blockbuster reunion. Blockbuster reunion awards. Oh God.
So
both.
What would you be nominated for as an AVN award actor?
The most jizz in one scene.
No, perfect. Good for you. You know what? Carry your badge, carry your trophy wherever you can. Great to see you here, my friend.
Oh man, it's good to be here, Derek. Man, I really appreciate it, man. Damn.
Oh man,
y'all don't know.
Derek
is a really, really funny comic, man, and I'm a fan.
It was great to see you the other night over at Brad Garrett's club, man. It was great. I'm looking forward to swinging out and checking out one of your shows here too, man. Absolutely, you've got a lot happening, a lot going on, which is fantastic. What was because you started off in Connecticut, or you're from Connecticut? Is that where you started?
Connecticut, yeah. Originally, Bridgeport, Connecticut. Yep.
First gig, was that where it was at? Do you remember?
No, my first gig actually, because where I'm from, Bridgeport is about 45 minutes. You're in New York, like the Bronx or whatnot.
Right.
So my first show was in New York. Like I kind of consider a New York comic because just going back and forth every career.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. The first time on stage was 2000, but I wasn't a comic. I was like at the time in New York, I was doing bringer shows. I'm like, yo, is this really comedy? So I stopped and I came back like 2006. I say from there on.
What was it like? First time you were up there?
Full time. Yeah.
I mean, you took so the first time you go up First time you go up, it was a bringer show. And for people that are listening to this that don't know what a bringer show is, you need to bring a certain number of people into the show because the club, the bar, whatever it is, they got to make their money. They just can't say, hey, go ahead and just, go up on stage. You need to bring anywhere from six to 10 people. And so you're outside handing out coupons or whatever just to get people to come in there to buy a drink or two so you can get up on stage.
Yeah.
So the first time you went up on stage and then you ended up. Yeah, I'm sure it was harder.
Yeah, because they didn't give us flyers. You would probably have to do that yourself, print it up.
Right.
I used to have like a lot of family and friends. They used to come, but after a while,
right.
And plus, they never gave us. They never gave me like a prime time. So it was like a Monday or Tuesday, 8:00. Like, who's driving on a work day? You know what I'm saying? So it was really, really hard, man. Really hard.
It's difficult, especially in New York with, like you, I'm sure. So you took 6 years off and now you've been back at it since 2006. What was your life before you started doing comedy? What did you do before the stage?
Man, I was a glazier for like 4 years.
A what?
And then a glazier, like the guy that put in the windows and building skyscrapers and shit like that.
Oh, get the hell serious? Oh shit! I didn't know that was what that was called.
Yeah, the suction cups. Yeah, and then a little bit before
you were the original Spider-Man.
Yeah, exactly.
That's great.
Yo, I remember one job I was good, and then when this wind took me, I froze up on the scaffold. Like they had to, like other workers had to come and scrape me off the scaffold because it blew and it scared the shit out of me, and I just locked up. And I just couldn't. They really had to pry my fingers. I couldn't do it.
How
and
I
that job, I know the boss. The boss, he kind of like laid me off for a little bit, and then he was like, "Yo, you got to get over it." And maybe like some months, I came back, and then
How high up were you when this happened on the scaffolding?
Man, I forgot how, but all right, I can tell you the building we were working on. We were working on the courthouse building in Stamford, Connecticut. That's pretty tall. So we did that in another building called Landmark Square in Stamford. That's probably one of the biggest buildings in Stamford, Connecticut.
Right.
Yeah, it's all glass. We did that company.
Yeah, that one is.
There's nothing funny about that.
No, here's the thing: you do a gig like that, and then I always say that the people that did the crappiest jobs before comedy appreciate comedy all that much more because it doesn't matter how awful of a gig you have, how shitty of an audience we have. You think back to those days, you cling into that scaffolding on the skyscraper, and you're going, it's never going to be like this.
Yo, dude. And you couldn't even, I was always silly and goofy. Sometimes I have 3 guys on the scaffold. You couldn't there's a bunch of shit I want to say. You just can't make that person laugh. Like, just imagine like, yeah.
You'd be such a piece of shit if you made some guy laugh and then fall to his death. You would just be the worst person in the world. What is what's your favorite cocktail? Here on A Drink with Derek, what is your favorite cocktail?
I like an old fashioned, man. Old fashioned with a little Chambord, man. That's my
now I have not seen that done before. I have not seen that done before. An old fashioned, traditional old fashioned, but then put like a little splash of Chambord in it.
Chambord in there, man. Because it already has the black berry, the berry in it.
Yeah.
And you pour a little Chambord. That shit is so good, man.
Oh, that does sound good. And I'm not an old fashioned guy. I would actually try that. What? Let me ask you this: ever been thrown out of a bar?
Nah. I never really got that drunk in a bar. I've got drunk with some friends and acted like a damn fool. So I was like, thank God I was around friends.
Sure.
and it was like a straight asshole. So I didn't trust myself to be in front of people, to be like that. So I just never went. I had my limits. This is crazy. I had my limits. Like, yeah, I'm feeling it. I'm good. Yeah. So I never really got
good for you having that.
Like I got thrown out from fighting with.
From what now? You got thrown out from what now?
I got thrown out from fighting like friends getting it to someone and we all fight. I got thrown out like that.
Oh, okay.
Numerous times.
Last time I got thrown out of a bar was a year and a half ago, and you're gonna laugh. Why? Me and some friends of mine, we were up in northern Michigan, in Traverse City, Michigan, and we were talking like pirates. We were talking like pirates, just juvenile idiots.
Oh shit.
A year and a half ago.
Everything is
55 years old. I'm talking like a pirate, and they cut us off. So we didn't get thrown out. They just cut us off. So if they cut you off, that's pretty much like getting thrown out, because why else am I going to stay there? So
right. Yeah.
That was ridiculous. So you're on the video that we saw was you on the Punchliner Comedy Club on Carnival Cruise Lines. Do you enjoy doing the cruises?
Not really. Yeah, no, right. Man. Yeah, no.
No, that's the answer. That's the answer a lot of people give.
It's yeah, no, man. And it's like I'll do it if, things get really slow. I mean, that's what, things get really slow, but there's a lot of comics that love it and just don't even do. I don't know if it's the money, but they just love that. I don't know. It's it's really different. I'll say like crowd wise, man. And I know, and I see a lot of comics, man, they get away with just the easiest cheesy. Oh man, I'm like, wow.
Well, because they're not easy. Comedy, because a lot of them are not comedy club fans. You don't have people that are regulars at in the cruise ship comedy club. The comedy club is something for the audience to do, something for the passengers to do, as opposed to when you physically get in your car and you drive to the Comedy Cellar or you drive to Brad Garrett's comedy club. And even then it's a different animal here in Las Vegas, because again, Vegas is almost like a cruise ship. You have a ton of people from elsewhere coming in. So, when you go to any other city that doesn't have that energy and they're just specifically going to a comedy club, they know what they're getting themselves into. And they're a little more of a discerning fan. It's like if nobody ever went to a nice restaurant and all they ate at was Arby's, then they go, "Oh yeah, this is amazing."
Right. Yeah, man. So this year, I guess because of the pandemic, after the pandemic, that was my first time really doing cruises, and did about a year, 2001.
Right.
And for I was on and off. I was doing 2 weeks is the most I did at once, but I just couldn't do longer than that,
Yeah, I was out for 3 weeks this past year, and I'm like, that's not going to happen again. I was about ready to kill myself. So I'm like, no, there's no way. I mean, people think it's just a vacation. And I mean, it's not like, and if you and I are working together and we're having a ball and, laughing our asses off, but sometimes you're the only comedian on board the ship and you're not really hanging out and socializing with the passengers because you've got to buy your drinks like anybody else. And I'm like, I'm not here. It's not a party for me. I'm here because I have to be here because I'm working. And I know plenty of guys that would, they get on a cruise ship and they drink their paycheck away or they gamble it away. So that's a whole different animal.
Yeah.
It really is.
Dude. What used to get me though, man, when you're the entertainer, like they'll keep you, certain ships don't do that, but they'll keep you with the employees in the bottom deck
with the crew.
And I had numerous times. Oh my God. The shit is smaller like a jail cell. Like you feel like you're in jail. And then numerous times I was by the anchor and oh my gosh, I couldn't sleep. So I would get up and just walk because I just couldn't sleep. Yeah, man. You'll hear that gung, 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 gung. Oh man. I hated it. Yeah. But
no, it's brutal if you're in that situation. I totally understand. You've got when someone says, I always hate this when somebody asks you this, as far as like we've done interviews before, when someone says, hey, describe your comedy. Now, if somebody asks you that, what do you tell them?
I say self-deprecation. That's That's what I do. I talk about my family a lot and just my weird observation on certain shit. Always, it's like always outside the box. Like the Thanos joke. It was just at the time for it, and
Right.
just is like who the F would think of, it's just weird shit. I'm just mainly
Right.
silly, and sometimes I'll get to. I don't really see. I tour with the Hodge twins, but I don't really get into the political stuff.
Right.
Me personally,
Right.
I got my views, but it's just like
Sure.
especially in this career, man. You let that out, it's a wrap. You're only gonna work a certain. It's just crazy because I've seen it with
Right.
them. So I just don't.
Oh,
I
definitely.
stick to my just about me and how I look at certain things.
Now,
And
your
if something really,
self-deprecation,
really happened,
right. Now, as far as like self-deprecation, and you talk about your family, now, is that something you evolved into talking about, or is it something that, because sometimes when we first start off doing this, you go up looking just for
Right.
the lowest hanging fruit, the easy laugh, and you're going to, just
Yeah.
say whatever that you think is going to make people laugh because you don't have that level of confidence built up yet. Did you have that confidence when you first
Right.
started?
Yeah, kind of pretty much the stuff I talk about, I still do, like how just nerdy and silly shit,
Right.
So it did change. I did, used to talk about like really like deep shit, like say religion, like shit that's just like you don't talk about. But I noticed it didn't get the laugh that I would like. They
Right.
they most of the time after the show they'll look at me like, man, that was good stuff. But I was like, man, I don't want to hear good stuff. I want to hear you laugh. So I kind of stopped doing shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like to make you like,
Right.
wow, he's, I want to.
But
rather
what's
hear you
cool
laugh
though? But
than
that's
to be like, man, that was funny.
But that's the stuff
or,
too. And I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's the stuff that I notice after shows that people remember about you. Because anybody can go up and
True.
tell any kind of
That's true.
jokes. But when you go up and you're
Yeah.
talking about something that hits you a certain way, and it may not get like the monster explosive laugh that you want, because that's
Yeah.
our immediate validation. And
Right,
if you're doing
right.
stuff that gets those big laughs and you're like, okay, I'm telling this story that means something to me, but it's not getting the big laugh. Should I keep it or should I dump it? So I think a lot of that stuff becomes very signature you. Wouldn't you
That's
say
true. Yeah, that is true. That is true. So
Well, I mean,
I still
yeah, 'cause
sneak some like how I feel on certain stuff into my
Mhm.
joke, but just a little bit. Because at the end of the day, it's like, man, like I said in the beginning, I used to have like jokes like that, and comments coming to me and people coming to me like, man, that was good, but it was just like, that's just to some people, but it's like, I mean, you still
Right.
got to work because you know what I'm saying. You still got to work, and
Mhm.
the bookers will see that, but like, yeah, they were laughing a little bit, but it was kind of like a speech. I'm like, they want to see the crowd laughing and
Right.
drinking and buying stuff, not just sitting here. So there's a couple of
No, I
times they
think
didn't
it's
have me
good
back,
if you can.
but it wasn't that I was
Well,
bad, It was just like, yeah, man. Especially doing
but I
black
think
rooms,
that's
like
cool. But I think it's good to
rooms,
insert
man.
that stuff. Oh, I can imagine that would be working the urban circuit. Now, was that something that you had done when you first started off, or do you still do that now?
Nah, shit, man, grew up in Connecticut, man. They ain't much. It was
Right.
it was Connecticut.
No,
So
there's
that's what made me
you and
kind
a
of.
few.
That's what made,
There's you and a few of the
yeah,
Knicks that live there.
yeah. So mainly the rooms or shows and especially in Connecticut, is predominantly white, but
Right.
like the urban side in Connecticut, it was still always mixed, like black and
Right.
Latino crowd.
Mm-hmm.
I that's what's dope because I grew up doing in comedy doing both. It was always mixed, and then I go to New York. It was just easy. And I used to do like the urban circuit in New York, and it'd be like an all black crowd, and my jokes used to stand out. It would be different. Like just like I was saying, they'll be like, oh shoot, that was a good joke, but they ain't laugh because they're so used
Right.
to like cracking up,
Sure.
cats doing like all relationship and sex jokes, and I'm over here talking about why do bumblebees look like they have on Ugg boots when they come off of pollen and shit like that? Like, they're like, wait, what? I'm like,
I did. Now I got to pay more attention. Now I got to watch Discovery Channel, Nat Geo to find out why bumblebees look like they're wearing Ugg boots when they come off of a flower. You got a YouTube channel called that's Sea Snacks that has a ton of views. You've done such a great job with this thing. Did your involvement in doing stuff with food? Did you ever work in a restaurant?
No, well, yeah, for a little bit, but it's crazy. I'm not a cook or a chef like that. I like to eat. I'm mainly like a snack head. That's why I go by Sea Snacks.
Right.
I do not dishes, mainly like snacks, like just junk food shit, new chips, new cereal, new candy. Like, yeah, that was my thing, and just do it in a comical way. I'm crazy high energetic, obviously from eating freaking candy, but whatever. If it's, I always review the stuff that I know is going to taste good, because it'd be stupid if I just eat something like a bunch of stuff that's nasty. You got some people that do that, just shock value.
Sure.
People like, but I really would, want to try whatever item that came out, like the new fucking cotton candy, Skittles. And I was like, yo, look at this. You've never seen this before. And I'll give my honest opinion, but I'll exaggerate, you know what I mean? To, just to keep the energy. YouTube, yeah. And,
exactly. Now let me ask you this. Did your YouTube channel lead you to get the to be in a judge on Beat Bobby Flay?
Yeah. Yo, I didn't audition. They emailed me. I guess it was a fan from our page was like, hey, like, I'm whatever from Beat Bobby Flay. Would love to have you as a judge or whatnot. I was like, what? And we went back and forth with whatever contract or whatnot, and boom. And yo, I was a judge on the Beat Bobby Flay show. And it's crazy. I'm with two other food critics like that know everything, like every different taste on food. And I'm here all from Bridgeport, Connecticut, like, yo, I'm just sitting here, just all ghetto and shit. What's happening?
But you know what? Your opinion is the one that I want to get as a real person and as a real consumer. I want to get the guy that I'm going to be hanging out with at the bar, having a cocktail and getting a burger or whatever. Now, so you don't cook at all.
Nah.
Wow. Okay. All right. I get that. I can appreciate that. Yeah. Listen, you don't want to build the car. You want to hop in it and stomp on the accelerator and go. What? Let me go ahead and we're going to roll this clip here, Sean. This is Chris Clarke, who was on Beat Bobby Flay. Go ahead and play this here.
So now it's time to meet your judges.
First up, cookbook author and model, Robin Lowley. Comedian and snack critic, Chris Sea Snacks Clarke. And chef and founder of Food Matters NYC, Trisha Williams.
Judges, as you know, this is a completely blind taste test. Please begin with the burger in front of you.
There was a nice crust to the burger, and I really liked the beets in it, but it was a little mushy. Veggie burgers, notorious for being really hard to get the texture right.
It brings back the old school burger basket, with someone bringing it over to you with some roller skates. Could use like some fries or some onion rings, but I think it's pretty dope that the chef made his own ketchup.
I love when I bit into the burger that I got like the feeling that it looked like red meat because of the beets inside. But the taste of the burger I felt like lacked the mouthfeel of a real burger. I felt like it kind of fell apart.
It's a different concept. Don't look for the meat sensation. Appreciate vegetables.
Right, guys, go ahead and try the second veggie burger.
I love the mouthfeel of this burger. The chickpeas, the mushrooms really made me feel like I was eating a piece of meat. And I think what really tied it together for me was that tang of the Carolina barbecue sauce. I feel like the only thing I'm really missing on this plate are my fries and ketchup.
What I liked about the patty was the mushrooms inside, because that adds that chew that you don't get with a lot of veggie burgers. And the smoked Gouda was amazing because you want like that meaty taste.
Normally I'm used to having coleslaw on the side, not in my burger. If I wanted to put it in, I'll put it in. But the veggie patty itself, and the mushrooms, and the chickpeas, it's banging. Yeah. Listen, I'm proud.
And the look on his face when one of the judges made some snarky comment, he just had this look like, I'm gonna uncoil on you and just beat your ass. So you can see, like when they got a compliment, he'd smile, and then someone would make a yeah, if I wanted the coleslaw on the burger, I'd put it on the side. And he had this look like one of Whitey Bulger's assassins.
Yo, why I was the one that went against Bobby and I lost because Bobby won and I felt stupid. I was like, damn, I didn't know that it was Bobby's. Like they should have told me. I would have been on Bobby's side.
That's so funny.
Yo, you see how they were straight
Right.
food critics. He was breaking down everything in there. And I'm over here making jokes like, yeah, man, you would have came in with some roller skates.
Which is what they need. You got to have give me a regular person giving me a critique on this. Give me somebody who is the regular guy that I'm going to hang out with. And by the way, veggie burgers are disgusting. I don't care what anybody says. Listen, if you want to get a veggie burger, just get a salad. Seriously? You try to take the beets and the brown rice and mash it together and make it a burger, and then kill me with that chef going, ignore the texture and appreciate the vegetables. Shut up. Seriously?
Yeah, man. Damn.
That is
that was every time I watch it, bro.
Go ahead.
Every time I watch that clip, I'm like, man, damn, I should have. Because there's certain shit I was like, man, I should have said, because I felt, because they kept saying cut and whatnot, and
right.
I'm there the whole time. And Robin, I don't know, she's on my left hand, the taller one. She was like 6'4", and the other woman next to me, she was like 6'2" or 6. They were both tall, so I really was short, and I kept. And the whole time they were talking, we were there for like 2 hours, like sitting there, and
I'm sure.
I was slumping over, so I looked even smaller. So I had to keep standing. I'm like, damn, man, because they taller than me. I'm just like, I'm like, damn, dude. Man, every time I watch that clip, yeah.
How was Bobby Flay?
Yo, he was, man, that was a cool dude. Like he looked very like intimidating because he just had that look. And he came up to me like, hey, man, so you're a comedian? I was like, yeah. He's like, yeah, I always, you can't tell, but I always wanted to be the comedian. And he just looking at me, we looking at each other. They's like, no, I'm just kidding. I don't want to be the comedian. That shit's hard. Yeah, he was cool. It was crazy. He was talking to me more. I was like, damn, that's what's up. Like Bobby's cool.
Because some of these celebrity chefs seem like they could be douchebags. And I only say that only because I've worked in restaurants before. And I've had chefs and cooks that were back there, that would scream and act like morons. And I'm like, really? This is how you're going to conduct business with people? So, I mean, everybody thinks that Gordon Ramsay is a complete lunatic, but I've heard that he is nothing but an incredibly sweet person. So,
yeah,
his mind on television on Hell's Kitchen and all of his shows. But some of these guys have that reputation.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you this question. As somebody who appreciates food, fill in the blank, Chris Clarke. If a woman orders blank at a restaurant, I know I'm getting laid. One magical food that you know.
If she has a double, anything like straight liquor with nothing fruity, no margarita, like straight liquor,
right?
I'm getting laid.
Okay.
I could curse right
now.
We curse. Right? We can curse.
Yes, you can. Absolutely.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna give you some pussy because if she order that, yeah, it's just we're gonna get there fast. We getting there fast.
Now, if a woman orders blank, conversely, if a woman orders blank at a restaurant, I know I'm not getting laid.
If she's not drinking, she don't drink, she just have water or whatnot, but she has like a big meal and she don't drink.
Right.
Most of the time, I'm not, because it's like she's gonna be able to. I'm a little bit tired. I got work in the morning, and that alcohol. That's what they call it, spirit for a reason. Like that spirit to take over. It's either good or bad. She either gonna give you some pussy, or she gonna find some flaw about you. Yeah.
Celebrity chef you'd like to see naked.
I don't know. Was it Giada Laurentis? Giada Laurentis.
Yes, Giada Laurentis. Yeah.
Yeah. She older too. She can get it.
I'm gonna go with Martha Stewart.
Martha?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Martha.
I can't front. Martha be looking good. She be looking.
I mean, she keeps herself in good shape. And how many people can say that they saw Martha Stewart naked?
Right.
I'm just saying. Now,
I don't know. Every time I see him and her and Snoop together, I'll be like, "Yo, did Snoop?"
Did Snoop? You go on tour with the Hodge twins, and Sean, go ahead and pull up these pictures. You sent some cool shots of you guys working together. How did you end up hooking up with these guys? And tell us about their show.
How I hook up with them? So through YouTube, they started following me on YouTube, man, and started comment on my stuff. I was like, "Yo, holy shit, the Hodge Twins is commenting on my joint," So I'll go back and comment on their stuff and go back. We'll say funny stuff. Then they started following me on Instagram, inboxing each other funny clips, funny stuff, just and they started doing stand-up, and they came to Levity Live in West Nyack, New York, and I inboxed them. I was like, "Yo, who do you have? You have a host? You have a feature act? What's up?" They was like, "Yeah, we have a opener, but give me a second." I sent them my email. They texted me. They was like, "Yo, email our manager," and I emailed them, and it was like, "Yeah, you can host." I was like, "All right, shit, bet." I go there, rock out, because I already, I don't know. I guess whoever been hosting it didn't give them the energy that they because the dudes
that they wanted.
And they used to get love. Right. They actually get love as soon as they walk on stage, but it's like they didn't give that. I gave that that good energy, like hyped them up, and they liked that, man. It was like, "Yo, we're gonna be in Mohegan and then Rhode Island at the Connection. You want to come do it?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, do it, rock out." Then they're like, "Yo, we're gonna be in Florida tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll pay for you. Want to come?" I was like, I had some shows, and like I couldn't cancel the deposit, and it was like, "Oh, okay, all right, damn." So they did the show, and then so they called me that night. It was like, "Man, this show was all right, man. Could have used your energy, man. Like, but it was all right." I was like, "Damn, damn. I wish I could have made it." It was like, "Yo, listen, I was talking with my brother. This is Kevin." Kevin said, "Talking with my brother, and yo, dude, we're going to Europe. Would you want to be our tour opener?"
Yes.
And I was like, "Man, my son, man, I don't know if I go that long, but fuck that little motherfucker. Hell yeah, let's go." You know what I'm saying?
So now explain to people that don't know who the Hodge twins are, which, by the way, I have.
Damn. Yo,
this is actually. Remember, you had hooked up a mutual friend of ours, Kathleen Dunbar, with a box of killer Hodge twins merch, and so this is before I even met you. Kathleen was telling me, she goes, "Chris Clarke, you got to meet him. Great guy, hilarious, super cool." And she goes, "He hooked me up with this stuff," and she goes, "I know you would love this." And so she had hooked me up. This is from the swag bag that you had hooked up, or that you had hooked her up with.
That's right. Yeah.
So,
yep.
Now I love this thing.
Listen, we got to talk, because I got a bunch more stuff, because the company keeps sending them stuff, and it's just too much. And sometimes I'll give it to freaking Goodwill. It's just a bunch of stuff.
Right.
So I got you. You know. We'll
no,
talk.
no, man.
We'll talk.
I appreciate it. Well, tell people about the
Yeah.
Hodge twins. For people that don't know who they are, what can you tell us about them? How they had started, and how this whole thing ended up snowballing for them.
Well, they started off. They were started off on YouTube. They used to do like these crazy, because they were twins. They used to do these crazy, like people ask them questions and they'll just banter off each other. This is before they were
right.
big. Then they got into like health and fitness. They got really, really big, and they got like huge, meaning from in the gym, and they were doing funny gym ethics and inspiration videos, and they got really, really, really big from that, like huge, and like millions of followers. And then because they always did it comical, so it's like, why not get into comedy? I was like, yeah. So I got into stand up, and from there, it's crazy. They got to tell you the story how they got into like political comedy.
Yeah, because they're very conservative. They leaned into the right. I mean, that's obviously where their thought process and their beliefs and how they how they are, and so they become a very I don't want to say right wing. They lean right. They're Republican, conservative, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously, I'm holding up a glass that says "Not today, liberal." As far as a drinking coffee mug, which is ginormous, by the way. This thing, if I drank all this coffee, I would be awake until Easter. This is ridiculous.
Yo.
But those guys, they have found their tribe.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they have found their tribe. They have found their people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's crazy that the story. What happened?
You got some chick hanging over your shoulder. What are you staring at? This now I'm curious.
It's my son.
It's your son?
He's 22 now. Yeah, he's 22.
Well, he just got done hearing you say "fuck that kid," so now he stuck his head in the room.
I know.
Now you got to explain to him the context of that thing. So good luck, Dad. Nice job, Father of the Year.
Yeah, I kind of say something toward that on stage about him, like a joke.
Right.
Yeah, and
now how does that work with those guys? Now is he taking is he taking shit while you're talking on the podcast? That's hysterical.
Yeah, I know, man.
Tell him to poke his head on camera. If he's gonna be this involved, he's got to stick his head on camera and say hi. What's his name?
Hey, Chris is
Chris.
Say
Chris Jr.
Oh yeah, huh? Yeah.
He can't what?
Turn the music. I can't. I'm on the podcast now.
All right. Never mind. I said hi. Tell him I said hi.
Crazy, man.
Oh, that's hysterical. That is so. They could care less. It's like, hey, I'm in the middle of falling down a flight of stairs. You could be still on the scaffolding, putting windows in, and he's going to be asking you dumb shit questions while you're 35 stories up.
Well, I have the suction cup. Like, yeah. Just go on the top dresser. Like, fuck,
how do you listen? If I had a 22-year-old now and I was working on scaffolding 35 floors up, I would just jump. I would just end it. I don't know how you can maintain having a 22-year-old son. God bless you. Now your alignment. Now these guys have gotten, obviously their show is, they've leaned into the right. They're conservative. They're Republicans. They've gotten a huge following. I mean, they had a huge following before they were conservative, and now they've really found their people. They found their tribe. They dug their heels in. They're like, this is who we are. Like it or don't like it. And I've seen clips of them. They're very funny. They do a fantastic job. The crowds love them. Has being on a right-leaning show hurt or helped you? And can you actually peg certain things where someone had said, hey, Chris, I like what you're doing with the Hodge twins. I want you to work with us. Or have you noticed any cold shoulder from people in light of how this political landscape is in our society and how dumb people are?
Yeah, both ways, man. There's a bunch of people that like a lot of bookers and certain like podcasts and radio cats come to me because like they can't get to the twins. They kind of friend me and thinking I could get them closer to them to do whatnot numerous times. And I can't say it has hurt my career. I'm not sure. I haven't really seen it, but I know like certain I don't really bring it up. You know, I don't really bring it up because I know their views and how I've got a couple of shows that I had booked and they found out and they just took me off. They didn't say. I can tell what it is when they don't say. You know, they don't say what it is. And a bunch of shows we've been on, they've got canceled. Maybe like 6 shows for this year. 6 shows.
Okay.
It was booked up and
6 shows
canceled.
6 shows of yours or 6 shows of theirs?
No, with the twins. With the twins. With me, it's just they don't even know and they don't even, you know. But it's crazy. Like a lot of comics and friends always I get slack. Used to. They don't really say it no more. They know. I used to get it all the time, man, especially
you're making a living.
Pandemic.
And who gives a shit what you believe in?
This is crazy.
You know, that's why I can't understand people.
Crazy,
and it's like, and especially in this business, I mean, a good friend of mine, comedian Dave Landau, who was on that show Louder with Crowder on the podcast. And Steven Crowder is very right wing. Dave, if you see Dave on the podcast, he's not. I mean, he's just comic relief. And he rides in that lane of common sense. And it sounds, you know, based on what you're telling me, I mean, what I've seen as far as your comedy clips are concerned, you know, you just go up there and have fun. You're bringing good energy. You happen to be aligned with these two guys that have been good to you. They're funny people. They're nice guys. Who cares if they're Republican? You know, man. I don't know why that matters.
Right. Like, I definitely have conservative values and definitely because some. I don't really.
No.
We
Listen,
used to get into it back and forth, and then they opened my eyes a lot on certain shit that I didn't even know. I'm like, wow, and it's crazy, man. These dudes, people be shitting on them, like especially a lot of my like comic friends and other friends, just shitting them like they don't even like, yo, dude, these are the nicest dudes, one of the down to earth, coolest dudes like ever.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? I've opened and toured with a couple of comics and. No one has treated me better between Rob Schneider and Keith and Kev, man. Those some really solid dudes, man. Straight up and down. You know.
Now Rob Schneider is also very conservative.
Yeah, like he is. He's
Rob Schneider could care less. I've seen some stuff that he's posted and things that he said in interviews that he's done, and he could care less what anybody thinks about him.
Rob be getting in trouble. That's why I don't know. Like if you look at the Hollywood, man, they kind of been because he's been outspoken, especially about like big pharma. You know, they kind of like. Blocked him, like he haven't done a movie until Daddy-Daughter Trip in years, and I'm sure it's because of him being outspoken about certain stuff, you know. But
how is he to work with?
Rob don't care.
How is he?
Rob is cool. Rob is cool as hell, man. He is cool as shit, man. Rob got a temper though.
Right.
Rob got a temper.
Oh, really?
Rob is sure he got a temper, boy.
Did you ever piss him off, or were you just around when you saw somebody piss him off?
I have. Because Rob, when we're on tour, you know, he likes to go to Whole Foods, and sometimes if he can't go, if I'm driving, you know, he wants me like to get certain stuff for him, you know, because I kind of eat healthy now too, and I forgot one show and. I didn't get something. I got something else. And he was like, yo. And, you know, we kind of went back and forth. I was like, yo, Rob, you really flipping out on me over a goddamn apple, man? and then it got quiet in the green room. And he was like, man, I'm sorry. It was a goddamn apple, man. I remember that shit. Yeah. He flipped out on me because I didn't get him an apple. Like, it's a certain apple.
Oh my
like,
God,
damn.
that's so funny. That's hysterical.
Yeah.
Which is funny because here you are eating healthy, and I want to pull this up here because Sean, pull up this this commercial that Chris Clarke did with Rallies, which is about as non-healthy as you're going to possibly get. Go ahead and play this commercial that you had done. It's a great commercial. It's super cool.
I'm here at Checkers and Rallies. They just dropped a new peach mango island slushie. Ooh. I could taste the peach. I could taste the mango. Oh my God, the brain freeze. Ah! Checkers and Rallies. Fast foodies know the deal.
Yeah, see, you bring him back one of those instead of whatever Gala organic apple that he wanted and watch him lose his shit.
Right. Give him a brain freeze, all syrup and sugar smoothie.
Tell him it's an organic mango raspberry freeze thing, and just dump it in a Whole Foods cup and send it to him. Watch his head explode. Have you? I was asking just these off the wall questions here. Any stalkers through the years?
Yeah, she's still. I kind of countered. I had that talk. She used to come to a bunch of the shows, and then on Facebook commented on everything, like, and put the heart eyes, like everything. Back in the days when
I do that. I do that for your posts also. You don't say anything to me.
Right. Put the heart with the hearts around the face, like, thanks, Chris. That was fun.
I swear, you know what? Every post that you throw up, I'm gonna throw something. I'm just gonna hit the comments. I'm gonna put like a bunch of hearts on the bottom, and people are gonna know what's the relationship he's got. What now?
Yes, bitch. Yes.
So she's commenting on stuff. She's been to a bunch of shows. She's commenting on your social media stuff. And the point where it got out of hand?
Yeah, because people don't do it no more. When I remember, like 2016, this is where it was hardcore. She used to, so I'll show love back just to, at the time, was like a couple of stuff she posts, and I hate it when they screenshot that shit, the likes of what you, and then post it. And I'm like, yo, why would you do that, man? I got a girl, man. Like, so I we had that talk with my girl. I'm like, yo, you gotta chill out. Right.
And did she?
Putting heart and like, love you, Chris. Like, yeah. She calmed down, but she came.
Well, that's cool.
She's back again. I don't know. Yeah, it was.
Oh boy.
And inboxing me and
yeah, boy. I gotcha. Well, we've all had.
I may be cutting some of it out.
I gotcha. We've all had bad dates through the years. I want to go ahead and pull up this video. Chris, I want you to tell me if you've ever had a date this bad. Sean, go ahead and roll this video clip that I found online. This absolutely cracked me up.
Oh shit! Oh. God damn!
Hit him with a bowling ball.
That nigga sleep.
Wait.
Hit that strike, roll it. Roll the strike.
Oh shit!
That nigga sleep is over. Oh!
Damn, yo.
That's my favorite part of the clip right there. First off, my two favorite parts. She goes and rolls a strike after she clocks him in the head. and then that dude is out cold on the floor. And whoever's next to him looks like some lady just tying her shoes. She could care less.
Yo, why the person holding the camera? He said, go ahead and bowl. Yo, she striked him and then strike. Damn, that shit is crazy. Yo, she won both ways.
I love that.
And you know what's so foul? You know what's so foul? Like, if the tables was turned,
Oh, can you imagine?
He went to jail. It would have been all types of. Yeah, that's just crazy.
Oh yeah. Oh, that Nancy Grace would have been all over it. You would have. Yeah. I mean, it would have been the most horrific thing in the world. Some guy hits a lady with a bowling ball, and believe me, just because we don't do it, ladies, don't think we don't think about it.
Word, because in my thoughts, you got every pin upside your head and every goddamn bowl that came through.
Comedian Chris Clarke, find him online and check out his video clips. Go to his YouTube channel, CS Snacks. Always some killer stuff on there. See him on tour with the Hodge twins when those. I'm sorry again. What's it again?
C Snacks.
C Snacks. I'm sorry. My apologies. C Snacks. Yeah. See him on tour with the Hodge twins, and I got 3 random questions I'm going to throw at you here. These are off of the game Cards Against Humanity. I love that game, and I love throwing these questions out here to a guest. So 3 questions, no wrong answers.
Talk to me.
Here we go for Chris Clarke. Here we go. MTV's new reality show features 8 washed-up celebrities living with blank.
Living with a feminist.
What?
Let me chill.
Okay, so according to Chris Clarke, MTV's new reality show features 8 washed-up celebrities living with a feminist. I like that. I'd watch that. Here we go. What is there a ton of in heaven? What is there a ton of in heaven?
Oh shit!
No wrong answers.
There's a lot of truth.
Truth. All right. After
truth
living with a feminist, 8 washed-up celebrities, there's a lot of truth in heaven. Okay, I like that. That's the. Okay, here we go. What ended my last relationship? What ended my last relationship?
My patience. My short patience, sorry. My short patience.
You and I are in the same boat, my friend. I have 0 patience. I gotta do something about it.
Man.
Sometimes the fuse just gets lit, and I'm just like, I'm ready to just take somebody out. So, dude, I cannot thank you enough. I'm so happy for your success. I'm so happy for your success, man. Congratulations with everything. Again, follow Chris Clarke online. Follow him on social media. And please, every single post that he puts out there, go, hey, baby, and then put about 5 or 6, 7 or 8 heart emojis. Direct message him with like little bunny ears and hearts around it. And if you can go ahead and actually, if you can put your face on Chris Clarke's body, Sean, go up and pull up that Adult Video Network Awards picture that we have found earlier. Chris in that. There we go. Mm-hmm. That is a boatload of sexy right there. All yours for the taking. Chris Clarke, comedian, buddy. So good to talk to you, my friend. Thanks for being here, pal.
Thank you for having me, dear. I really, really appreciate it, man. It was a great time,
appreciate you, man.
Damn.
Good to see you, bud. Chris Clarke. And again,
bro.
thanks so much for being here today. And again, check out all the episodes of A Drink with Derek on YouTube. All the episodes are out there for you to, you can also go on Spotify and go on iTunes if you just have time to do the audio version, listen to it in the car. And check out the shows I have coming up with comedian Dave Landau, Feb 11th in Muskegon, Michigan, over at the Fruenthal Center. Going to be over there with myself and Tommy Thompson. Fruenthal Center, Muskegon, Michigan, Saturday, Feb 11. And then also other dates with Dave include Traverse City, Michigan, as well as Canton, Michigan, City Opera House on Friday, April 7th. And Saturday, April 8th at the Village Theater. My book, Whiskey, Cancer, and Bad Decisions, available on Amazon. Go ahead and snag a copy of that. Hard copy, Audible, Kindle. And then, of course, the Irish Comedy Tour is cranking up here on February 23rd, starting off in Johnson City, New York. And we're going to make our way through New Hampshire, Boston, down to Florida, Wisconsin, Minnesota. Going to be a great time. Myself, Damon Liebert, Derek Keene, Mike Malone. TheIrishComedyTour.com is our website. Thank you so much for being here today. This is Derek Richards in Las Vegas. We will see you next time, my friends. Take care. Bye.
Thanks for listening to A Drink with Derek. Find out when Derek is appearing near you by checking out DerekRichards.com. See you next time for A Drink with Derek.